Bryan, welcome to Live Oak. It's such a privilege to have you here. We've been looking forward so long for this opportunity to bring solar to our facility here. You're the man, and we so appreciate your directing us, and we're a little in fear, even with all of the directions and so on. But we're going to interview you in 3 days, and when the project's over, and we'll get some video and so on. But I thought it would be nice now, as we've just finished the first half day and the training, to just sort of ask you, tell us a little bit about what drew you to this, and what impact this has on your life to be able to bring this type of solar to churches and to individuals.
Yeah, well, I've been drawn to environmental and solar type of work for a long time, so I feel very lucky to have kind of gotten into a career that, is not only engaging and different every time, but also kind of meets with my passions of what I like to do, and I can start a project and then see the results of a greener roof left behind with each project. What drew me to this particular installation, I would have to give Larry the credit for that, Larry Bishop. Truthfully speaking, I didn't want to travel this far out of my normal area, but Larry was a volunteer on one of my Santa Maria projects, and he's been very convincing about what a worthy project this is. And of course, we've always had the intention that I would be doing nonprofit installations in this area. In the Bay Area, we have our main guy, Ruben, would take on all the complicated nonprofit installations, but at this point I've been doing some work for over 3 years now, and I'm ready to kind of step out of my comfort zone and try doing these bigger installations. And this is kind of a good size project to jump into that with the 10 kilowatt system size. It's not too big of a jump from what I've been doing at residential, but it's also using bigger panels and getting used to what it takes to do these bigger scale projects. Anyway, Larry convinced me what a worthwhile project this would be, and he's been a great help in helping me manage the distance. He helped me pick up the permit from the city, so I didn't have to make an extra trip for that. I've got someone from the church who's giving me a place to stay for the 3 days, so I'm not driving back and forth an hour and a half each way to go home each night. So I really appreciate how accommodating you guys have been to make this possible for me to be here.
How many projects of this type have you done, or how many installations have you been a part of?
So all my projects up to this point have been residential projects. Some of them have been bigger. I've done up to 32 panels with 60 cell panels. So systems that I've done, in some cases, systems that are nearly as big as this one with lower efficiency panels. But yeah, it's been, what was the question again?
How many
projects have I done?
Yeah.
So of the residential projects that I've done so far, it's a little over 100 at this point.
Wow.
100 individual projects.
Over what period of time?
Over the last 3 or so years.
Wow.
In fact, I'm supposed to do about 40 projects a year, so by that metric, I'm probably on around project 110, 120, and yeah, this is still my first actual nonprofit installation. Hopefully, there'll be more to come as I get more confident with these. But I'm glad to kind of be branching out at this point and continuing to challenge myself.
What do you think the biggest challenge of this particular installation is?
I think, electrically speaking, this one was close to max on what we could do electrically, so I had to be very careful with the calculations and that sort of thing. But I think the real challenge of a project like this is how many people are involved. It's not just me working things out with one homeowner, but I have to alleviate the concerns of an entire congregation of people worried about what do we do if there's bad weather, what do we do if about fall protection, how many people can we have on the roof. There's been just a lot of back and forth emails, sort of a lot of hand holding, and I'm used to doing that with a single homeowner with a single stream of questions and then getting everything resolved. But what happens here is that I have a lot of people all with different individual concerns that it's just a little bit more complex because you got to make sure that everyone is happy with it before you can move forward.
This is really cool. I look forward to it. I look forward to flying my drone over and capturing some video of this. And I look forward to interviewing you at the end of the project. Thanks so much, Bryan. Good to have you with us.
Thanks.